Yeah, this is Point Black coming in with a breaking news. Donald Trump has been shot or shot at, and I guess the bullet missed and hit his ear. The unusual question that we have to ask on PBN and Point Black National News, awaiting the great edition, the great edition as well, with the facts correct backs, the boot bit to the lion ass lips, the heat from the street and the flow from the barrio. You know what I'm saying? Coming with the latest and the greatest edition and the ghetto edition as well. This is PBN and Point Black National News break. Now today we see where they shot at Donald Trump and it missed, I guess, whatever, and hit his ear. But for them to shoot a bullet and hit only his ear does not sound right somewhere in the conspiracy. At this time, the President of the United States has been shot at, and this is a very sad day on the land that we call the United States, where they will try to assassinate a president and claim and have no claim other than to say they had nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? What is ironic that you would hit his ear but not his head. So that must be one hell of an accurate shot. So we know full well that the evidence of that speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? And he was standing in a sideways position the whole entire time. So we don't know the full story on this, and many things can be in this moment at this time as far as the accused is concerned, or whoever did or did not would be still on the alleged form of finding out and investigating and finding out what's going on. But at this present time, we must step up as people and start to look at these things from a perspective of most urgency, you know what I'm saying, in order to protect the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. All militias, all patriots, and all people who stand for the United States at this time must come to Donald Trump's come to his rescue for his protection, because this is one of the greatest tricks of the demon Democrat in order to change the dynamic of or slow down of his rally or even slow him down in the election itself. You know what I'm saying? So we need much of the patriots and warriors to step up who know and understand what this is truly all about and why this must be. You know what I'm saying? In all ways. Because anything else other than this is going to be a complete disaster on your very own doorstep. And by you telling me that you are right, that means it's too late. So, as I told people before, that we needed to protect Donald Trump because this may happen. How many times I say, don't be surprised if they try to kill him. This was just a warning, it seemed like, more so in itself. And whoever shot the shot is a very accurate shooter. So that says that it's more to it than meets the eye. So at this time, we see the House Republicans immediately accuse Biden of having sent, the orders to kill Donald J. Trump, Trumpy Baby, in a bizarre post, according to the story coming from Tom Williams, the CQ roll call via AP. I guess that's an image of some sort. See, let me bring that over to my back. But we see within minutes of the shooting at the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, rally Saturday, we see Republican Mike Collins, a Republican of Georgia, blamed Creepy Joe, Brokeback, made Zionist, wicked ass, mathematical worshiper, probably, dumbass, Biden, and called for him to be prosecuted. I feel the same way, you know what I'm saying? But we need concrete evidence and proof. Trump was speaking on stage at the rally in, I guess it's called Butler, Pennsylvania, when shots rang out and he grabbed his ear. So that means the shot was directly aimed to hit his ear. Not his head, not his forehead, not his face, not his cheek, directly to graze the ear perfectly. Okay. He was surrounded by Secret Service and rushed off the stage with what a, appears to be blood on the side of his face, and then driven away. Okay, which is supposed to happen. Spokesperson for the Secret Service issued a statement that Trump was safe and an active investigation was going on. Trump spokesperson Stephen, I guess, Chow, I don't know how you say his last name, and I'm not going to, but his name is Stephen, appearing to be an Oriental, you know what I'm saying, also issued a statement saying that the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, was fine and being out at checked out at a location medical faculty, as well as offering thanks to those who gave him assistance. You know what I'm saying? In more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? Shortly after the incident, Collins posts a tweet accusing the creepy Joe Brokeback Bitch pedophilia warmonger, you know what I'm saying, of the fraternal order that he belongs to, creepy Joe Brokeback Bitch Biden, of attempting to assassinate his rival. It should be noted that there are no evidence for this claim. That's hearsay and bullshit. There is enough evidence and enough claim to do so. The reason why we're going to say that, let's go back to the 2016 election with Hillary Clinton all the way up to 2020 election, and so on and so on and so on. The amount of shit that you've been doing to this man is completely ridiculous in all ways. The amount of shit that they did to this man. Now, what we see here is a fraction of understanding that even now, when we look at the 2020 election, let's take our eyes off of Donald Trump for a moment. And let's look at the regular people and all those who was involved in the violent acts that occur during the election process. If you notice, much of the demon Democrats were out there violating human rights. That's number one. They were also violating voters' rights. Number two, they were also violating voter right to vote or the choosing candidate of his choice. So, all three is a complete violation. Then you had Black Lives Matter ripping up the towns, carrying on, and doing every rabble-rousing fuckery that they could find that niggas got involved in, and many other white dummies right along with them. You know what I'm saying? And many others. You know what I'm saying? But the whole time they were challenging Republicans and so on. Even riding around as a Black Lives Matter, one day probably carrying the Biden flag, and the next day probably carrying the Trump flag. You know, they really didn't care about our country, and they really don't. They're just a running bunch of retarded banshees hired by Soros and his fucking destabilizing crackhead dumbass. You know what I'm saying? To do bullshit in order to just keep the narrative in their direction. So we have to look at these things all the way through to what happens now. It was not unexpected to me. It didn't surprise me in no shape or form. And I hate to say it this way, but for some reason, I had my eye waiting to see if this would happen. Let's put it that way. Because the great Donald Trump did not deserve nothing like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why would you do something like that? And such an accurate shot, missing the forehead, missing the head of the assassination shot itself, to hit only the ear specifically, says a lot. So where we see that he's talking about accusing him of this bullshit, and there's no claim to there's plenty of claim all the way up to the setup at the Capitol. You call January 6th. January 6th, 6 feet deep, 6 feet apart. You know what I'm saying? So we still see the same bullshit with those 6 Baphomet statues you got in Chicago, Detroit, and everywhere in front of 16 buildings in the South. So don't give me man booty. So it is surprising that the demon Democrats is going to do or try to do anything such as this. What we must do, though, is we must prove this in all ways. And for some reason, it always seems to be the hardest thing to do. So when we look at it, in actuality, we have to say that the Republicans and Donald J. Trump has got them on the ropes. That's right, baby. Let's stick and move, baby. Stick and move. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump got them on the ropes. You know what I'm saying? Because they're resorting to most desperate measures to deter. In other words. So they ain't fooling nobody, and I'm not surprised at all. But I'm very sorry for what happened to Donald Trump, and very sorry about anything to do with somebody running for candidacy, and this has to happen to them whether we like them or not. You know what I'm saying? You know, it shouldn't be happening in no election, and it should not have even for it to happen at a rally. It was a political statement, and we know that. It's clear to see. So, as we see, Collins followed up with another tweet calling for local county prosecutors to immediately file charges against Joseph R. Joseph, listen to his name, Joseph R. Creepy Ass Biden for inciting an assassination. So yes, it might be more than likely that he incited the Capitol Hill riots. You know what I'm saying? And they made sure they supported it real sweet all together. You know what I'm saying? We see here where Megan Good reveals she was called a nigger word more times than you could imagine. So yeah, what I would have told them, thank you, motherfucker, because we don't have time for that bullshit. That is no more based on religious ideology and not science. That's the problem with that, and that's the one that busts their fucking head wide open because they cannot prove anything to do with what they're saying. We can, as black people, because we have the education now coming from the General Sarasota SETI and many others, Dr. Simmons, Yosef Ben Yaakov, Dr. Ben, and many other, Sheikh Anta Diat, you know, and many of the great leaders that have stood up and, you know, brought us good information and opened our minds. And you see Margie Taylor Greene, you know, stop slurs may be conflict of interest, you know what I'm saying? So we see a lot of shit going on here in itself. You know what I'm saying? We see a lot of shit going on here in itself. So we're going to take a look at many of what's going on and see what's going on. We see here, let's see here. Ain't seeing too much coming out about it. You know what I'm saying? We see Trump was rushed off the stage. We see the federal judge dismiss retaliation claims, you know what I'm saying, against the former New York governor or whatever. We see Trump removed from the stage at a loud noise heard at the Pennsylvania rally. Oh, yeah. So we see where many of this is going on is based on that ideology of the leading Democrats not wanting to relinquish power, because if they relinquish power, see, what people don't understand is they had to cheat the election to begin with. Because they had done so much shit that if it was revealed at the time of these elections or anything, a lot of broken down shit would have happened to our country based on the lawmakers and leaders. But if we look at the lawmakers and leaders, many of them have been there a very long time. And many young people need to start stepping up that are United States citizens and have been born here, raised here, their families die here, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Their parents came as migrants and had to fight just like everyone else on both sides of the stick. The only stick that they shouldn't have took a fight to was the black people, because they would have been the one who would have been, you know what I'm saying, a part of your show and a protection in all these. You know what I'm saying? But you choose to go against the black man, and this is the result. You choose to go against the original man, and this is the result. And the original man suffered many blows from your hand in the affiliation of these wicked people that you call your kind. So we have to start to look at this thing from a brighter perspective. We have a job to do, and many of what is going on in the past, we know. But what will have to happen now is we start to look at reality and the truth of many things that is happening now. And that we see, that we know the knowledge of, and let no one sway us from that path. You know what I'm saying? Because many people will try to confuse your mind into still thinking that same old bullshit, slavish mentality, I don't like a nigga bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing will go on our side. You know what I mean? And it's going to be back and forth. But if you notice, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? We are not a people to destroy other races of people, enslave them for 10,000 billion years, rape, kill, castrate, cut up, sell pieces of as souvenirs, and do all kinds of nasty shit you would not fucking believe. You know what I'm saying? But we have to also look at the fact that many, many across the planet in always bear the same scars, such as what we see now going on even with the Palestinian people and have been going on for 75 years. You know what I'm saying? They know that their time is coming to an end. So they're going to fight like a motherfucker to hold on to their spot. They're going to try all types of tricks. You know what I'm saying? This probably is one of their ultimate tricks that they did. You know what I'm saying? They did it to Reagan when he was a Democrat turned Republican. And they did it to him. They did it to John F. Kennedy, who was a Democrat all along, but may have changed affiliation if he had lived on to his time. You know what I mean? But he was a full-fledged Democrat, all his entire time before he was assassinated. But he thought to me like a Republican. That's one funny thing about John F. Kennedy. I always say he thought like a Republican. So we know that the bullshit is definitely something that was planned in all ways. This was not an isolated incident based on an isolated person with an isolated gripe. No, this was completely planned, and exactly what we saw is what we had expected. You know what I'm saying? So no matter who did or who what or was just set up as a fake or whatever you want to call it, it still comes out to send that same message. The only difference is that we have to, the only knowledgeable thing we can do now is do an investigation to find out what truly and who and what it is. You know what I'm saying? We see David Jackson, USA Today, 2 hours ago. He comes in with a report, you know what I'm saying, when the Secret Service removed Trump from the stage. You know what I'm saying? We see the former president, we see the, fuck your former, we see the president of the United States was rushed off stage, loud popping sound rang out, you know what I'm saying? He was speaking to the supporters at the Department of Affairs, you know what I'm saying? We see Trump was removed, you know what I'm saying, cited by the Secret Service, you know what I'm saying, and so on and so on. So we see a lot of this, and we know for well that this is definitely a political statement in all ways, you know what I'm saying, of deterrence or trying to get Trump to stop or send a clear warning that we will kill you. You know what I'm saying? Because this is all they have. Remember I told you, and I'll say it again, these people don't really have any power like that. The only power they have is the power of brutality. This is what gives them their power. You take that away from them and they're finished. So what I mean by that in more ways than one, it doesn't lead to only just the brutality outwardly based on the fact that somebody or someone is working for them and doing shit. This has to do with the fact of election. When you elect this person or allow this person to remain in our government year in and year out for many years, 75, 50 years or more, and go unchecked until shit start happening and all of a sudden he's on the wrong side or speaking the wrong words. So we know full well that when you do this and you get these people in the government, such as what we see in 2020, I don't believe Joe Biden truly won that election. You know what I'm saying? I believe that election was completely cheated, fabricated, chaotic, you know what I'm saying? Put into a chaotic form of chaos and tyranny. We see a whole lot of corruptive words were said, a whole lot of words that mean damagement to the United States, all types of trickery shit. Even during the pandemic, the same thing. Words that were said and this and that and all the faking and the pumpkin and the part-time blog going through the whole operation of it. And the people ran where? Right them to the slaughter. So that was a complete, to me, in more ways than one, the first attack on the United States by our government, using our, by crooked people, slicking up in our government for years, and then becoming the chief of command in chief, and completely using that power to turn on its own ingrown terrorism from within. So we know that this goes very deep, very deep. I could say many things and talk about many things, but we know for a fact that this goes deep in a very, very, very deep. You know what I'm saying? In more ways than one. You know? But we know for well that now that we have this matter going on in itself, we see many are speaking out. But we need many to speak out more loudly, more so now than ever when it comes to this situation. We don't need people to clam up now and get scared, because this is what the assassination of John F. Kennedy was all about. You know what I'm saying? Remember me telling you that the demon Democrats will do things to shock the nation. You know what I mean? We are past that now. I mean, in more ways than one, in your mind, you should know there are many things that you can't explain. There's many things that you have not seen. There are many things that you probably don't want to see because they will truly freak you out. You know what I'm saying? We know there's things in here and there and everywhere in all the gardens. But we cannot let these things, you know what I'm saying, sway our minds from the path of electing the right candidate into office to hold that power in its rightful way, and stop trying to demonize it to say it is not, when the demons are the ones who are doing the garbage in itself. So we have to start to looking at this situation as something where we need to step up. You know what I mean? The American people's got to step up. You cannot just leave the candidate out there to be a sitting duck. You know what I'm saying? If the candidate is the person doing the best for us, it doesn't matter how much likes he got. If he's doing the right thing, then this is who we must back and make sure he stays on the right path. You know what I'm saying? But what we've seen going on with the demon Democrats for years and many years, the straight God is Luciferian, blood-sucking, worship ass piece of shit, dumb ass, blood fucking guts, genocide and habit, sucker ass son of BBTs. And they do not give a fuck if you go up in a mushroom cloud called a nuclear bomb and incinerate it in seconds. For some reason, you know what I'm saying, they are dead scared of being behind the eight ball like you did Donald J. Trump. You know what I mean? So they're gonna try every trick in the book to do many things. You know what I'm saying? We see a dying CIA worker has nothing to lose and reveal dark secrets of Area 51. We see. And it's sad that, even that, like I said, many things that they do will probably bug you out. So this is why we don't really get into much of that. You know what I'm saying? I noticed on that one, the crows don't peace. These people are trip. These people are trip. I'm telling you, they're gonna try every move that you can think of. So be prepared for many, many things that could be a real shakeup of things. Remember that. You know what I mean? Remember that. It could be a real shakeup of things. Because they want to make sure that no election by people who is willing to to change this country in a rightful direction, to go in a rightful direction. They like it the way it is, chaotic, where they could just do anything, bomb anyone, kill anyone, murder 50 billion people in one shot, kill 45,000 in another, and so on and so on. This has always been their rule. This is not new based on anything to do with them at all. You know what I'm saying? And this is why we must seek to make things more secure for our country by removing the thorns within our governance. So we have a lot of work to do, and we need to get to it.